features on this car. In this video I will show them all, but first let me show you this one. In the rear view mirror there's actually a camera. With that camera you have a better view of the rear of the car. Very cool done. Today we will look at this second generation all new Range Rover Evoque. Every body panel of this car is new. It looks almost like the Range Rover Velar, and personally I'm a huge fan of the Range Rover Velar. In this video I will show all the exterior details, the interior details, and of course we will go on a test drive with this beauty. This color is a new color for the Evoque. It is called the Nolita Grey, and this car is fully loaded. It is an all-wheel drive fully loaded Range Rover Evoque. I can't wait. This is the most powerful Range Rover Evoque you can buy. This is the P250 all-wheel drive. It has 250 horsepower, 345 Nm of torque, 0 to 62 in 7.5 seconds. The top speed is 230 km per hour, that's 145 miles per hour. It has a 2-liter 4-cylinder petrol engine, and it has a 9-speed automatic transmission. This color is called the Nolita Grey. It's a new color. The price for this one is 87,000 euros. This is the Range Rover Evoque R Dynamic. It has a more beautiful and aggressive front bumper. The headlights are slim, new design, they look beautiful. These are the Matrix LED headlights with the new dynamic turn signals and the new daytime running lights. The shape is beautiful in my opinion. The grille. This car can automatically park now. It has also the adaptive cruise control, the R dynamic front bumper with the special colored details. Suits the car perfectly. It looks almost like the more expensive Range Rover Velar. It has also the 21-inch bigger rims for the R Dynamic. Nice side skirts. New door handles, they pop out of the body. Beautiful details. Finished in high gloss black. It has the camera underneath the mirror for the 360 degrees camera system. It has also the blind spot assist integrated in the mirror itself. We will take a look at the interior in a few moments. Double colored interior. The panoramic sunroof. It's a fixed glass. Tinted rear windows. The body is finished in Nolita Grey. The roof is finished in high gloss black. And in the antenna at top there's a camera. I will show it in a minute. The new LED taillights. Looks like the Range Rover Velar. I like this design more. It suits the car perfect. Rear view camera with the cleaner. Very nice detail. R dynamic rear bumper. Beautiful design. And the camera for the rear view mirror is located there. There's no blind spot anymore. Very nice system of Range Rover. Very innovative. The trunk is automatic. You can also open it with the key or with your foot. The trunk space is almost the same. You can fold the rear seats down if you want. LED lights. Power outlet located in the back. Pretty good for a compact SUV. There's more storage areas underneath. Rear spoiler. Let's take a look at the rear seats. It has the tinted rear windows. Meridian sound system. Double colored interior, as I said. Looks beautiful. Looks very expensive, and it has a high quality. The storage areas are quite good. And this is the interior of the all new Range Rover Evoque. It has the blind spot in the mirrors and in all 4 doors, which is a new feature. I will show it to you. The new steering wheel with the touch sensitive buttons, and there's a second screen, as you can see, for the seat and car settings. This is the space left. I'm 1.83 meters. There's more space in the Range Rover Evoque now. I like the dual colors for the seats. Of course, there's also the ambient lighting in this car. There's also an armrest with cup holders. Power outlet down there. It has the Meridian sound system, and the blind spot assist in the doors is this. When there's a car or bicycle or person coming, this lights up and it warns you, or it doesn't open. Very cool feature of a Range Rover. And we are now in the driver's seat of the all new Range Rover Evoque. I like this interior. It is a very modern and upgraded interior compared to the previous Evoque. I like the fact that the head-up display shows more information now. It has of course the traffic sign recognition. It has the touch sensitive buttons on the steering wheel, just like the Range Rover Sport and the Velar. And of course the shift pedals for the 9-speed automatic transmission. Dual screens, one for the multimedia system, one for the car settings and the climate control settings. Memory for the driver and the passenger. The seats have a beautiful design. I like the color combination. And it has now the gear lever. First it was a rotary controller, now it's a gear lever, just like the Range Rover Sport and the Velar. The mirrors are good with the blind spot assist, and the warning of course again in all 4 doors. Folding mirrors are automatic. Ambient lighting of course. I like the materials that Range Rover has used on the Evoque. I like the design, and these buttons can change when you use it, so they can do actually 2 things. Very nice. Now let's go over the details. The armrest of course, a lot of space, very deep. 2 USB inputs, micro card as a SIM card input, and a power outlet of course. Over here you have the cup holders. First edition, so it is fully loaded, this one. And I like the design and the color that is used on these parts. The gear lever of course, drive, reverse, sport, and you can park the car with this button when you press it. The second screen and the first screen suits the car perfect. Of course the keyless entry and keyless start function on this car. Now on this screen you can change the climate control settings, for example. When you press this you can adjust the heated seats. When you press it again, the temperature. Seat adjustments again. Vehicle adjustments, vehicle settings. Eco, dynamic, comfort, grass, mud, sand, and automatic mode. This is also really nice done by Range Rover. You can turn off the start stop just like me. And then you have the normal settings for the display and the climate control. And the radio settings. This is a very cool step by Range Rover in my opinion. It suits the car perfect. It looks very cool, and a lot of manufacturers use 2 screens nowadays. It has the 360 degrees camera system, but first let me show you this. The rear view visibility is not so good, but when you press this it becomes an entire screen. There's a camera located on the antenna on top, so you get a perfect view at all time. This is a very clever system. And what I like, you can adjust it, so you can raise it, you can adjust the brightness. Very cool. One of the coolest things I have ever seen on a car. Then you have the camera settings, of course. Widescreen, normal view. The navigation system. The home button. The home menu. 4 pages. You can adjust the widgets if you want. The ambient lighting, let's look at that. There are 10 colors, just like the Sport and the Velar. You can choose a lot. I will leave it in blue, but you can also choose another color if you want. You can adjust the brightness. Very cool. Bluetooth connectivity, vehicle dimensions, cameras, as I showed earlier, Apple CarPlay, valet mode, media, navigation and so on, phone settings, and it can automatically park. This is also new on the Evoque. Very cool. And it can also drive out of the parking spot, which is also new. And you can also adjust the position of the screen. That's also really cool. It has the digital instrument cluster. So a lot of settings for that. On the left you have the fuel. On the right the engine water temperature. And of course there are a lot of settings. For example, you can adjust the head-up display. You can turn it off if you want. Car information, tire pressure, media, the safety systems, lane assist and so on. This one is fully equipped. And now there's a OK. Normally you saw a menu button on it, written on it. Voice activation, heated steering wheel, very cool. Lane assist, cruise control. It's also available with the adaptive cruise control. It has the automatic lights, automatic high beam, wipers, that's also automatic. This one has also the Meridian sound system. This is really cool. What a beautiful system. Sunglass compartment. And of course, for the panoramic sunroof, you can close the sunshade, but I will leave it open because I like that. The Range Rover Evoque has become a very good car in my opinion. The overall quality is really high. The materials that are used, the systems, everything about this car is really nice done by Range Rover. They improved a lot on the Evoque. These are the languages available for the Evoque. As you already know, Range Rover is only producing SUVs. This is the most compact SUV that Range Rover produces. Range Rover Evoque, then you have the Range Rover Velar. After that the Range Rover Sport, then the Autobiography, the biggest Range Rover, the luxury SUV. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the Range Rover Sport and the Velar, but this model, this generation, the second generation, has improved a lot. When I compare this to the previous generation Evoque, there's a lot of changes. It looks 10 times better. The taillights look far better than the previous generation. The front looks very sharp and aggressive and dynamic. The interior is modern and up to date. A lot of new technological stuff going on. I like the dual screens, just like the newer cars. A lot of nice things on this Evoque. I give it a big plus. Let's start with the test drive of the Range Rover Evoque. First, let me turn on this cool feature. This is an awesome technology by Range Rover. I mean, there's a camera located on top of the car, so you have no blind spots whatsoever. That's really nice done by Range Rover. The quality is also really good. This generation Evoque drives better than the previous generation, especially in the dynamic mode. It is faster and quicker and more responsive. In corners it feels also better than the previous generation. The seating position is the same. You sit high up. Getting in and out of this car is really easy. I like the new technological stuff that Range Rover put on this car. And with 250 horsepower and 345 Newton meters of torque and the all-wheel drive system, you can use this power at all given moment. We are now in automatic mode, but you can also choose comfort mode if you want. Dynamic mode, eco mode, mud, sand, snow and so on. It has also the dynamic turn signals. That's also a cool feature. I like the touch sensitive buttons. I like the fact that the Range Rover Evoque has the 9-speed automatic transmission. Thanks to that you can drive it very economical if you want. All body panels are new. It has even the heated steering wheel. The starting price is 50,000 euros in the Netherlands. This one is 97,000 euros. This one is fully loaded, as I said. This video is made possible by the Adventure Range Rover Land Rover in Den Bosch, the Netherlands. Let me put it in dynamic mode. We will do an acceleration from 30 to 70. Full throttle. And 70 km per hour, just like that. In the dynamic mode, the sound changes of the engine, the responsiveness of the acceleration pedal is 10 times better. And it is a very quick car to drive. Much faster than the previous generation. I also drove the previous generation. I like the design of this generation more, and I like the driving performance of this car more than the previous Evoque. All these nice features on this car make it very modern and up-to-date compared to the first generation. I like the digital instrument cluster. I like the tilting navigation screen. I like the second screen on the Evoque. It is almost like the Range Rover Velar and the Range Rover Sport now. The rotary controller is gone for the gear changes. It's now a gear lever instead of a rotary controller. That's also nice. The head-up display, you can turn it on or off. And I like the fact that the Evoque has now the automatic parking system. It can automatically park in and out of a parking space. That's also really cool. It drives, looks and feels more expensive than it is. That's what I like about the Range Rover Evoque. And in the comfort mode, this is the best setting for me. This is my personal choice. In the comfort mode, it is very relaxing to drive. The speed bumps, nothing bothers you. You sit high up, you see everything on the road. The blind spot assist helps you to detect the blind spots. A lot of safety systems, of course. It has even the adaptive cruise control. Very livable, good looking, modern car, compact SUV from Range Rover. I could drive this car all day. And being an R-Dynamic, it looks also really sexy compared to the normal Evoque. The design elements specific for the R-Dynamic give that extra something to the car, which makes it more special. Because I'm a car enthusiast, I like those small details that change the car. The dash is moved forward, so you have more interior space, especially at the back. The trunk space is the same with the previous model. It's really relaxed to drive this car. The sound isolation is really good. That's also improved. I drove the Range Rover Sport, the Velar and the Evoque and the Range Rover Autobiography. I can say that this car is more comparable with the more expensive Range Rover SUVs now. And the transmission is quick. It responds really good. The turning circle is also really good. Full throttle. This is not a sports car, but when you need to drive it fast, you can.